When you learn to regulate and balance your nervous system, you then become the person you're meant to be rather than the person you learn to be. And this is about manifesting. And this is Financial Stress and Money Mindset series. And what does it have to do with, our nervous system? Well, if we're stressed all of the time, we end up becoming a byproduct of the programs, the coping programs in our subconscious mind, and they're usually all based on lack, on survival, and not abundance, not flow. So it's really important for us to balance our nervous system. I'm Arnie Peterson from Hypnotherapy Victoria, and this is video number 13 in the series. And today I'm excited about talking about the nervous system because it's a really big topic, and we're going to go into meditation next video, in video 14, that it's crucial to learn, meditation and to consistently calm our nervous system. But for today, now if you think about it, I've talked about in the past video where if we're not the person that we really are, and we're living unauthentically, how can abundance come to us? Because it's coming to the person that we really are, but if we're not being the person we really are, how can we receive it? We have to be open to receive it. And in order to do that, we need to be in an open and receptive state. When our nervous system is ramped up, when we're in a stressed state, if we have low self-esteem, self-worth, if we just have these old habits where we're always, shaky, or our nervous system's ramped up, we have a hard time relaxing. If we're always in our head thinking about things and planning things in our head, and we're always regurgitating old things, going over things, ruminating, if we're always worrying about things, if we're always talking about things that aren't really here, things that bother us, we really block the flow of abundance. We really, really do. And so to open that flow, we need to practice being calm and present. We need to learn to regulate our nervous system. The best way is really accepting and allowing life in the present moment, being who we really, really authentically are in the moment, and learning to build confidence around that. And that really starts with our feelings and emotions, the awareness practice. Practicing being there and sitting with what we feel. Being, accepting, allowing what we feel. Because then we don't have to trigger into a coping mechanism. When we're operating from coping mechanisms, we're operating unconsciously. We don't have any say on the behaviors of what we're doing. We think we do, but most of our actions and behaviors, when we're just operating on autopilot, they're just happening automatically. 90% of our behaviors, the way we look at things, and what we think about when we see things are all based on the past. So what got you here, we're kind of stuck up at that operating point of what got us here. And if we want to up level and manifest and bring things into our lives, and we haven't brought them into our lives so far because we haven't got to that level of consciousness yet. And so that's what we're wanting to do, is we're wanting to attract more than where we are. So we have to be more than where we are in order to attract that. And I've talked about this a lot. And so when we're coming from a stress state and the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, when we're triggered in stress a lot, and worry and fear, and notice your thoughts. Are you talking about doubt, about lack, about problems? Are you always focusing on the negative stuff, all the stuff that's going on in the news, the bad stuff that doesn't make you feel good? Are you dwelling on that kind of stuff? If you are, chances are you're operating from automatic programs, because the sympathetic nervous system, it runs on these automatic coping programs. And so we can't attract what we want. So it's really important to look at that, to start making changes, to really start being in the moment and being present and being open to what is in the moment. Allowing and accepting what we feel and noticing those old programs and being willing to change them and stop talking about things that aren't working. Notice what's not working. Go, okay, what's a solution? And rise above that. Become the person above the problem. And that's the person that, when you start doing that, that you start to become the person that can attract solutions, the person that can attract abundance. You start building confidence that I can process these things and handle more. Because how can you handle more if you have trouble handling where you are? If you're always stressed or worried or doubtful, in lack, and you're always wanting more, but you're always stuck in this place, well, then you're always in the state of wanting and in stress. And if you can't handle being here fully and you're not fully happy and really satisfied here, well, you can't actually get there, because we have to handle here first. We have to handle where we are. So I really suggest, and next week, I'm going to go into meditation and talk about that more. I'm not going to talk about that today because it might be a big video. And so today, it's really important to start looking at that, just being honest with yourself. Am I actually being authentic in the moment, open, allowing, accepting, willing, or am I getting stuck on old programs? Am I living from the past? Am I living from past views and memories? Do I get up every day and look at everything the same? It's important to up-level to a higher place, a higher version of ourselves that can attract what we want, to start expanding who we are in the moment, to start being with the day in a different way. Looking at the day with brand new eyes and start bringing in curiosity, start bringing in interest and enthusiasm. And when we can start doing that, we start changing and stepping out of the problems, out of the lack, and start focusing on what you appreciate. Start focusing on what you have, the abundance that is in your life. That will raise you up into the state of abundance where you're able to attract that. Like what I talked about before, from a radio station, if you're residing at 90 FM, but there are all these programs on 100 FM that you want to listen to. You can't hear them. They're there everywhere. They exist, but you can't actually receive them when you're dialed down to 90 FM. You have to raise your vibration up to 100 FM in order, tune in to the receiver to receive what's at 100 FM. You have to raise up to 100 FM. So we're doing that with our consciousness, okay? We're doing that with how we look at things by making changes. But anything you can do when you notice your nervous system is ramped up, you might be used to it for years and years and not even notice. Do you get stressed? Look at your breathing. Is it relaxed and calm? Do you feel really calm in traffic? Do you feel really calm before you eat? That's a big topic. We're going to talk about that. If we eat in a stressed state, that actually triggers our nervous system to ramp up, and it can stress us out quite a bit, and we don't digest food as well, and that causes stress in the body and can tax the system and trigger the autonomic nervous system into fight or flight even more. So contemplate that. Look at that. Where do I get stressed? What stresses me out? Is my nervous system out of balance? Do I need to sit and relax more? Do I need to calm myself down more? How do I look at things? Do I look at them negatively? Where am I blocking abundance? Where am I blocking flow? So next week, we're going to be going to video 13, or actually 14. This is video 13. And meditation is crucial. Calming our nervous system is so crucial. We can't attract abundance from a state of stress. And from that place, we can only move up. And if you want to make changes, it's a matter of recognizing, okay, I'm in that state. I need to calm my body. I need to calm my mind. And when I start doing that, it gets easier to start focusing on things we appreciate. It starts getting easier to make these kinds of changes to allow life in the moment. When we're stressed and worried, it's hard to allow things in the moment. We're wanting to control things. We're arranging our life around fears. How much of your life do you arrange around fears? What are the things you won't do because, I don't like that, because you feel uncomfortable? So it's building comfort within yourself so that you can handle these uncomfortable feelings and be with them and start to become emotionally competent. So you're confident that you can handle whatever arises in every step that it takes to get here. So if you can now handle here where you are, you can handle a bit more. And you can start learning to grow your capacity to handle more. So next video, it's going to be about meditation, and that it is crucial in manifesting our desires. It's crucial in doing that in order to calm our nervous system. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video today. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And I wish you an absolutely wonderful rest of your day.